What is happening, y'all? Happy Friday. Welcome to the extras. Got a couple people in the chat already. I appreciate you. Becky in there first today. Happy Friday, Becky. Hope you had a great week. Nugget Man in there too. Says it hasn't even started yet. She is quick. Her and Nance, they're quick on that button. It is crazy. Becky says, that's okay, I'm still first. Diana, TGIF. Happy Friday to you as well. Thank you for being here. Black Magic in the chat says, yo, how's it going, everybody? I missed Monday's show since I was in Vegas, but I watched it yesterday, so I'm all caught up. Well, hey, thank you for watching that. I appreciate that. You know, I'm never really sure, like, what topics are gonna hit and, like, which ones aren't, because I just kind of, like, you know, I have a list, and I just pick the one that jumps at me. Becky says, we are on top of it, sir. That's right. I appreciate you. How was Vegas, by the way? Did you go there for business or for fun? Win some money? You know? You got a good story for us? But yeah, like, I never really know which ones, which topics will hit or not. And I feel like gym content is a not. Just by pure analytics, you know? Duck update. I have no ducks in the incubator currently. We are preparing for the next auction, so yeah, I'll get some pictures because I'm gonna put a lot of them for sale. So I'll take pictures for that. So I'll show you guys what they all look like before they leave my farm. But yeah, it's so funny. It's random. It's like the Walmart thing, for some reason. Walmart just like popped off. Like that one blew up, and then what was the other one? The Goodwill one. The Goodwill one was crazy. Oh, how's Jeffrey? Jeffrey the Duck is doing great. He's probably gonna be like show quality, or pretty close to it, because he is a really good looking example of the breed, and his head is bright green, and like he looks really nice. His colorful blue color flash on his wings is really cool because he has like 2 different shades of blue, so he's a cool looking dude for sure. I will get a lot of good pictures of him. I don't know if I'm gonna sell him or not. I'm kind of torn. I kind of want to keep him. I kind of want to keep Jeffrey, so I don't know. We'll see. Alexander Drought in the chat says, happy Friday. Happy Friday to you, sir. Cheers. I've got my Spindrift Island Punch this evening, and it treats the goose pretty well. Oh, Black Magic says, went to Vegas for fun. I left even for the trip so I could... Oh, okay, you left even for the trip, so I count that as a win. Hey, that's good. That is definitely a win, because I don't think there's a lot of winners leaving Vegas, you know? If you break even on the weekend, that's a huge win for sure. Did well at the braid table last night. So it made up for the bad luck at the beginning of the trip. Okay. Had some awesome vegan food, saw a show, had a few drinks. I hardly ever drink, so that was fun. Had a great time. Hey, that's great. That's awesome, man. Well, oh, the craps table. Okay. I thought it was like the braid table. I was like, is that a gambling term I'm not familiar with? I just rolled with it. You know, I trust you. The craps table. Okay, that makes more sense. I don't even know how that game works. I just know that there's a lot of excitement and shouting and numbers, and a lot of people lose money. I know that. D says you got to keep him. I think I might. He's a pretty cool dude. And then of course I have Sam. Did I just show you guys a picture of Sam? I decided to keep Sam. He is a cool guy. I'm gonna keep him as a pet. He is a runner. He's a runner duck, and he is all black with a dark green flash on his wings. Yes, autocorrect got us again. I'm with you. I can't do the autocorrect. I don't know what's going on with it. It's the one on my phone now is correcting like it's changing a correctly spelled word to a different correctly spelled word. Do you understand? Like I don't know if anyone else is having a problem with this, but I just got the new update, so maybe that will fix everything. D says, I never learned craps. I couldn't be torn away from blackjack and poker long enough to learn. Yeah, I'm with you. Like, I learned the rules of blackjack and poker, like, when I was young, playing, you know, like, with my family and stuff, with pennies as chips or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not much of a gambler in the card game sense. That's funny. I approve of that autocorrect. It took years to teach it that. That's funny. See, mine always goes the other way because I talk about ducks all the time. So it changes everything to duck, even things that aren't even close. It's just like, oh, are you talking about ducks? Yeah, okay. I'm very predictable, I guess. Becky says, post them in the Discord. Okay, hold on a second. I thought I posted Sam. Let me see if I can find it. Isn't there a way to, like... Oh, yeah, there he is. And you cannot see that. Why can you not see that? I don't know why it's not working. What do I do? Add display capture. I don't know. Oh yeah, here we go. I don't know. I can't get it to work. I'll figure it out for later. I'll show it to y'all. He's a cool guy. Black Magic says, my sister taught me craps several years ago. Now there's no turning back. Okay, I get you. I mean, you know, if you're good at it, then why not? If you're breaking even, that's winning in gambling for sure. Get an app for your phone, and it will help you learn the basic rules. Okay, some things change casino to casino, but 90% stays the same. Okay, so I know you're, like, rolling dice, and you're, like, trying to get certain numbers, and, like, certain ones are good, and other ones are bad. I don't know. That is my knowledge of craps, so I would definitely lose money the entire time. D says, I put Spindrift in my cart for my next grocery order. It's the Island Punch you had last week. Hope I like it. I love the Island Punch. The lime one is probably, like, the most neutral flavor, I guess. I like that one a lot, but I just get tired of them, you know, want to switch it up. I'm going to switch it up again next time I go to the store. I just got to get through all of these Island Punches. I still have... Here we go. Oh, sorry. There you go. It's a good one. And it's only 13 calories, so it's a good health-conscious one. Way better than Red Bull anyways, and that's what I'm trying to not drink. Black Magic says, depends on when some of those numbers are rolled. Okay. It's intimidating at first, but you pick it up quickly. Okay. Okay. Maybe I'll check it out, you know? I like downloading an app seems that's a good idea. I didn't think to do that. You could definitely learn it on like one of those mobile games or whatever. Just play for fun money at first. But okay, so the story for today is told by a creator. She goes by Zoe Bread, okay? She doesn't show her face, probably smartly on social media, and she obscures it with toast. So, that is the origin of her name, I guess. I don't know all of her lore, but TikTok has been ablaze with her story. Okay, this is a 43 video playlist. We're not going to watch them all, obviously. I'm just going to show you a few of my favorites and kind of tell the story. And then I will point you in the direction. She has a full playlist she has curated for this saga. And you can just watch right through. And it is glorious. It's so good. And like, it's kind of bringing me back to, you know, how TikTok used to be, where it was like fun and there would be like these fun story times, and it wasn't just like super heavy like doom and gloom news cycle crap. But yes, 43. Yeah, it is it's an epic play. Here, I'll pull up her channel here. Now, she was huge before this. She's very funny, and she makes all kinds of different content. This is her channel on TikTok. Zoe Bread Talk. If you type in Zoe Bread, you can find her there. ZoeBread.com, which I think it's just an awesome name. Nugget Man back in. He says, "What's up, Becky?" This all started in April. D says, "You know I love Manchester. I'm going to be all over this. I wonder if Dibs is involved." Yeah, you know what? Where is Dibs? We're talking about Manchester. Every time we seem to talk about Manchester, Dibs comes round. What is going on with Dibs? We never did track old Dibs down, did we? Yeah, I thought of Dibs. Yeah. This is all centered around Manchester, okay? And this is centered around a certain corner of Manchester. And I'll show you here. This is our, what are you, how do I, oh no. This is the area, okay? At Collier Street and Beaufort. And, it looks so nice. Like, what a pretty little place. There's like a nice bridge, pedestrian bridge, kind of cool area. I mean, you know, everything in England is cool. But yeah, so here we are. This is the spot. And, right at this, this little area here. If you park in this one specific spot, there's a very misleading sign, and it has led many people astray. And this creator, Zoe Bread, was one of those people. It's a very, very nice area, as you can tell. So there's this big sign right here for some like private parking, right? But up the road, if I can get to the spot easy, where this guy's parked right here. If you see this sign, okay? Can I zoom in on that? Yeah, we can. Look at that. Oh my gosh, it's like we're there. So the sign says, pay at machine, display ticket. Now, I feel like this sign's pretty straightforward, right? They have little machines parking like kiosk things on the road, like right at the roadside, similar to a parking meter, but it's all computerized, okay? So it is telling you, go this direction to pay, and then when you pay, it prints a ticket out that you paid, and you put that in your windshield so that you don't get a ticket, so that when the police, I forget the name, they have a word for the traffic cops there. I forget what it is right now, but yeah, so you're meant to pay and then put this receipt on your window so you can show them that you've paid, okay? It'd be really funny if this car had a ticket on it, but it does not. Okay, now the arrow points this way, okay? And you come down the street, and what do you see? A kiosk right here. And there's a little parking sign right next to it, and a big board that has all the rates. In case you don't believe me, look at this. All the rates right there. Okay, it's very obvious this is what it's pointing at, right? Am I crazy? Nugget Man says Bobby's. Or Titheads. I don't know. I'm not sure. You know, she does say the name. I think it's constable or something like that, but I feel like there was a different word she used for the people who write the parking tickets specifically. Maybe we'll learn that here in a second. But the arrow points, here's the kiosk, right? Well, it is not that simple, I am afraid. So here is the origin of the story, where she goes downtown after, in the middle of seeking vengeance against another corporation who has wronged her, which she's very diligent, okay? When a corporation or entity wrongs her in any way, she is the most persistent and thorough investigator, and also hilarious the way she, oh, the proper name, I don't know those. She tells the story really well. So here is the original video where she goes downtown for vengeance and gets a ticket, okay?
It's a beautiful day, the birds are shining, the sun's is singing, and I'm crashing the out. I spent 12 entire days being non-controversial, so I deserve at least 12 entire days of being crashing out. And I've been sitting on something re-hits radio for 47 days. First they steal my joke, then they lie to me, then they tell me to stop calling them, then presumably...
Okay, so it's this hits radio station is who she's seeking vengeance on, okay? So she decides she's gonna go downtown to this place, okay? And she needs to go there for her vengeance. They stole her joke. this story is not relevant, but you can check that out also on her page, okay? So she goes downtown for the
dashboard. Plonk came to and was completely on board with my plan, by the way, which was to arrange the candles on their front doorstep in such a way that it reads as the word wicked, like that film about candles. They'll know. I made sure to do it in a CCTV blind spot since they've threatened me with that before. Then I went back to...
Okay, so she's done her deed. The candles was her protest, and she always makes a t-shirt. She makes her own shirts, so every video she'll have like a different shirt that pertains to the incident that's being discussed. It's awesome.
To my car, which I had legally parked, to find a Manchester Council parking ticket on it. Once more, I was apoplectic with rage. I parked under...
Okay, so here it is. Here's the sign we were just talking about, okay? This is the sign where she parked, and it said, pay at machine, display ticket, and she did that, and she has a ticket on her car.
This sign that says, pay at machine with an arrow which points over there, and over there is this big yellow pay here sign.
And there's the machine, okay?
So I paid at the big yellow pay here sign, which was at the end of the arrow. You'd think that was good enough, but apparently not. I only came to Manchester to put 6 candles in front of a radio station, and I've already put 6 candles in front of a radio station, and technically I have an hour and 40 minutes left on my parking, so I went to go and hunt down the
Hey, you know what? If you're gonna pay to park, use all of that time. That's what I'm saying.
Inspector. I had a rough idea of which direction he'd gone.
Okay, so she called him right there the parking inspector. I don't know if that was the word or not, but okay, we have parking inspector. Okay, that's the first official we need to find.
Because I did actually see him on my way back to the car. You don't have to see like a parking warden guy to find you.
The parking warden. That's it. Okay, so already the guy has 2 titles. Parking inspector, parking warden. Maybe we have 2 people involved. We have a warden and the inspector. I don't know.
Even though I was pretty sure I'd seen him go this way, it turns out this way doesn't really mean anything in a big city. It's not like as simple as an arrow pointing to one direction where you follow it and you go to the end of the arrow and it leads to where you want to go. No, this is kind of different because cities have lots of different ways to go. So I gave up and I went back to my car instead, and I sat in the middle of the road. Well, not in the middle of the road, I sat on the curb. I planned to sit there and wait for the warden to come back. As long as it was within the 1.5... As long as it was fucking hell, why can't I do a voiceover? Basically, I
can definitely relate.
Wait for him since I had an hour and a half of parking left, but that's when I realized I'd paid for parking at the wrong car park, but that's where the arrow points, and I've been conditioned by IKEA, so I feel like it's not my fault. I blame Sweden. So I just went home and went to bed. No, not really. I went home and called up Manchester City Council to begin my appeal process.
So it seems that you purchased a parking session for the SIP car park.
There was a sign that said pay at the machine over there with an arrow, and the arrow was pointing to a big thing that said pay here in bright yellow with a machine at it, so I just paid at that machine because that's what the arrow was pointing.
Now, very sound reasoning for paying at this kiosk, since there's a sign on the post with an arrow pointing directly at it, right? So she is handling this very well. I'd be going insane. Yes. D, I agree. I like parking warden as well. Parking warden is crazy. It's pretty great to get a meter spot that's already paid. Best day ever. Yeah, absolutely, Nugget. Especially in this area. But it doesn't even matter. And you know what? I think that conspiracy, okay? I think that is the reason that they've digitized this process. And instead of having the counter on the screen and having one at each parking space, they did one and they make you print out the slip. So that if you pay for 2 hours and you leave after 30 minutes, no one's getting that hour and 30 minutes for free because the meter's still running. No. That 2 hours only applies to your car with the thing. So unless you like leave your pass there for the next person to come, we need to figure out a way to game this system, because there are clearly, that I didn't think about it until you said that, they are clearly trying to avoid that exact situation you're talking about, where someone could potentially park for a single moment for free. Okay? And they are gonna fight this tooth and nail, but they don't know who they're dealing with. Okay?
Yeah, so we have received a similar situation, but
We've received a similar situation, but we generally reject the appeal. So, you're saying this happens all the time? Oh, like, it's weird he immediately knew.
generally reject the appeal because there is a machine go a little bit front and then turn right, and there is a machine for the pay and display.
It's happened before.
Hold on. So he said we reject the appeal because there's a machine. If you go a little bit further and then turn right. Is that what the sign said? Did the sign say go down this way and then go a little bit further and then turn right and then pay at the machine? No, it says pay at machine and has an arrow pointing at this machine. Sorry. This machine, right? So if you go down and do like he said, go a little further and then turn right, here where these cars are parked maybe, there is the sign that they're directing us to. Pay here at machine, display ticket. Here's this guy. He's probably about to issue a ticket. Lord have mercy. Nance in there. He says first, don't care. About to eat dinner at the racetrack, though. Well, I hope you are having fun, my friend. Okay, so this is where the sign is pointing to. Okay, keep in mind, we've gone down the road and turned onto a different road. That's Beaufort Street, okay? And this is Collier's. Obviously. We all know about Collier and Beaufort. Some obscure alleyway in an industrial area of Manchester. And I'll tell you, a lot of people on TikTok are following this. Tons of people are in on this story. It's absolutely crazy. Nat says, surprised the cell service is even working enough. Yeah, I'm sure with all those people around, maybe they got one of those booster things, so it works. Okay, so back to where'd Zoe go? Where'd Zoe Brad go? Here we go. Becky says, hey, Nat. Okay, here we go.
It's a beautiful day. The birds are shining. The sun's is.
No. Okay. So here's the next video, okay? Basically, the next part of the saga.
Yesterday I got a parking fine for a really stupid reason, so today I went back to the same road to try and stop anyone else from making the same mistake, and to confront the warden. Basically, I parked under this.
So I'm thinking it's warden. I'm gonna go with warden. I like parking warden. It sounds threatening, you know? Like, that guy might be dangerous, the parking warden. I can't wait to see one here. Nance says hot and a Friday, so it's not 60,000 worth of people here. Yeah, that's true. It was really hot today. That definitely keeps some people in. I think it got to actual temp, it was like 92 today. At least where I'm at. Anyways, okay, so here, oh my god, here we go.
Under this sign, which points to this machine, and that's the wrong machine. When I phoned up the council, the guy said that it had happened before and they always reject the appeals, so I was kind of curious to see how many times I'd see it happen today. As soon as I arrived, I noticed there was one car that already had a fine for the same reason, another car that had purchased the wrong ticket just like me, and an Audi that was just parked with no attempt made to pay, but that's not really that surprising.
Okay, so someone else, she just walked up, and someone else has already done the exact same thing that she did. So, at the very least, one other person. Nance says probably around 15,000 people there. Oh, wow. Well, that's a good turnout. Hopefully, the weather holds. It looks like the storms have moved through. So, hopefully stays good. Looks good when I checked a little bit ago.
I bet the council make loads of money out of these 5 spaces. Luckily, it's next to this weird little bit of castle, so that's where I was going to be doing my stakeout from. You can see everything from up here. and the people look like ants. First things first, I made notes of all my findings. I'd arrived at 12:05 and I was going to be staking out until I at least saw a warden. From my high vantage point, I saw that they'd even given a parking ticket to this dip. Oy vey came too, as she was born to be a spy with her tiny stature and wide head. After 20 minutes of waiting in the hot sun, I went to go and investigate the ticket that was on the ground. I was pretty certain it was going to be for the same reason as all of the rest of us. But it was pretty deep in the ground and I imagined myself getting stuck in the dip and living out the rest of my days there. But then when I went back up to the vantage point, I saw a 4-year-old boy.
I absolutely love, like, her style of storytelling, and she throws those deadpan jokes in there, but she just keeps it moving so quick. Like, she peppers in so many little jokes, but she's so slick with her delivery, you almost don't pick up all of them. I love her content. It's absolutely great. So she has found another ticket. Oh, it's clear and sunny here, so yeah, we should be good. Okay, good. Okay, so she's investigating a ticket she found in the ditch. And then, in the next video,
I've accidentally done real investigative journalism.
She's talked to someone on the scene, okay? D says, yeah, this is really good. Yeah, you know, we've been doing a lot of serious topics lately, and I just wanted to laugh at something and not feel bad at laughing about it. Eric Freeze in the chat, what's going on, my man? He says, parking warden sounds intimidating. Yeah, absolutely. Like, this guy is like, he's like ripped, you know, he's got 40-inch arms, but they give him like a medium-sized uniform, so he's like super buff and covered in tattoos. He's the only one with a gun. Like, that's the warden, okay? You don't park around the warden.
At least in the month, you can't play in the street at least 10.
I got a parking ticket 2 days ago and I've been...
In less than a month, it happens to at least 10 people, according to this gentleman with feet on the scene.
Pretty determined to track down a parking warden because 1, I have too much time on my hands, 2, I want to do some mild haranguing, and 3, I'm pretty sure Manchester City Council are running a scam with a bit of Rodo parked on, so I spent the day searching...
Absolutely they are running a scam. I think, just on the face of it, it's pretty obvious that they realized what's going on here, and they aren't going to do anything about it because it only earns them more money. Like, what... It's no sweat off their back if other people are getting tickets. Who cares? They're just making how, I don't even remember how much the ticket was, but they're making, you know, a lot of money off of that for no work. Dee says she's the snitz of Manchester.
Manchester for a warden, but the closest thing I found so far was this guy with squeaky shoes. But then I started finding little signs that they'd been, and I felt like I was getting somewhere. This ticket was issued 52 minutes ago, and I could still smell warden on it. He's definitely...
She could smell warden on it, you guys. Becky says, I love that show, Parking Wars. Dude, that was really good. Parking Wars, if you aren't familiar, was a show that took place in Philadelphia. And they have a parking system there that is designed to get your car towed and impounded as quickly as possible, and they're so efficient about it. Like, you have a ticket on and the tow truck is right around the corner coming to take your car before you can even intervene in the situation. Nance says, I miss Junkyard Wars. Junkyard Wars was a fun one, yeah. Yeah, back when you were 10. Yeah, that was a long time ago. That is true. Nugget says, yes, she's hilarious. I absolutely love her storytelling.
Close by. I even saw some little reindeer droppings and a half-eaten mince pie. Eventually, I found myself back at the road where it all began and was unsurprised to
a mince pie in Manchester. Go figure.
See a van with a ticket on it. He'd already been. And he'd seemingly removed the little sign I put on this pole too. I spoke to the security guard from a neighbor.
So she, in between here, has put like a handmade sign on the pole, like trying to tell people about what's going on to try help people out, right? Like a handwritten sign, and they took it down.
In car park who'd seen me doing my stakeout yesterday. Excuse me, do you know what time the traffic warrant came? Well, I did the other day, yeah. I was trying to talk to him.
Oh, no, I'm not sure. Where did you pay?
This little bit of road.
Where did you pay?
That paid yesterday. Is that a common thing?
Yeah,
it's a common
so
thing,
it's a
isn't
common
it?
thing. That's
I'm
why I
doing an
asked you as
investigation into it. Seemed like standing around all day yesterday.
Oh, see, yeah.
She said, I'm doing an investigation into it. I love it. I love, you know, just raw journalism. This is just a phone. You know, she went on the street and she's like, not only am I gonna get justice, but I'm gonna make sure it doesn't happen to anyone else. And that's so, like, considerate, and, you know, it's great. She didn't have to spend all this time, but I think she underestimated the amount of time she was gonna have to invest in this. Because once people saw the injustice, they were obsessed with a solution. And her audience would not relent. And so she also did not relent. So in the next video, she searches through the records, okay, to see how many people on this street have been given tickets. Okay? This is public information. So she called them up and she's like, I want to do a Freedom of Information Act request on all of the parking records pertaining to this street. And she also, what she did was, she found another street, like a block over. And it is comparable because it is a stretch of road that has 5 parking spaces. Like, this is a stretch of road with 5 parking spaces. So she's using that as a baseline to say, this is how many tickets you typically get from non-payers and whatever in a typical section of 5 parking spaces. And she wanted to find out, how many are we getting at this spot in question, right? So she gets in there.
I got all the figures from the council and they're definitely running a scam.
How can I help?
Lord have mercy. Look at that database. She said, I've got the figures from the council and they're running a scam.
I'm calling up about a ticket I got. My appeal was rejected.
Okay, so she did appeal the ticket, and as the person alluded to on the phone earlier, they did reject her appeal.
Been doing a bit of research into the road. In the last 3 days, 3 people have got tickets for the same reason.
What you would need to do is write back in.
It's not even so much about me anymore. It's more that I know that it's happening so often there because it's your fault. I mean, the council's fault. You know, the signage is just totally misleading.
Would it be
Now, this guy says right here, or girl, I don't know who she's talking to at the council office or whatever. Would it be the SIP car park? Now that is the kiosk in question where the sign seems to point to, which is a private parking company for a different area. If you want to park in their area.
it be the SIP car park?
Yeah, so your sign points to the...
The thing is, it is clear that that machine is for the SIP car park.
It's only clear when...
See, it's clear. It's clear when it's been explained to you, which takes 5 whole minutes for no reason. But, okay. But I think it's interesting that he immediately knew what spot she was talking about specifically. Crooked Orchids in the chat, what's up? She says, hello, I'll have to rewatch. I'm out. Love you all. Well, hey, thank you for watching. I appreciate you. And I hope you have a good time. It is a beautiful Friday summer evening, so I can't say I blame you. Okay, so, but I agree. It's only clear when it's been explained to you where you're supposed to actually pay. And the fact that it's even on an adjacent street is insane. Like, how could you not say, oh, you go down to the next block, turn right, and then on your left, 50 meters down, that's where you pay. The sign doesn't say that, just has an arrow. So I think this is pretty cut and dry. They could have just given her her money and it would have been done right here. But this is not it. This is like video 6 out of 42, okay?
When you know, but if you've never parked there before and see it says pay over there with an arrow, you just go over there to the big pay here sign.
The big pay here sign that is clearly branded SIP.
Yeah, but there's nothing
Clearly branded SIP. If you aren't from the area, sir, it is not clear because it's an arrow pointing at a parking kiosk and that's it. So how are we supposed to know which company has which territory? And also, how does a private company govern these 4 parking spaces and the city governs these 5 parking spaces? I don't, that makes 0 sense to me.
The on-street bays aren't SIP. You don't know that it's not just an extension of that bit of car park. If it was only me that made the mistake, fine, I would accept that it was just my mistake. But like the security guy nearby says it happens 10 times a month.
Another excellent point. If it had just happened to her and she did make the honest mistake, but it's easy mistake to make and clearly everyone is doing it. But the city, I think everybody knows about this spot because they get calls about it all the time and they're about to pay.
It's the council's belief that the signage is sufficient.
Sufficient? Does sufficient mean something different in England? Meech, what's going on, Meech? We're talking about a parking dispute. They are saying that the sign is sufficient to direct drivers to the correct machine. But it's not, because the machine's not even on that street. It's an arrow pointing. Literally. Okay, Meech says, what are we talking about? Okay, we're talking about this sign, Meech. If you parked right here, it says pay at machine, display ticket, right? So you pay at the machine and you put the ticket on your windshield. Well, if you look down this road, oh, there's the parking machine right there, right? Here's the parking machine. So she paid there. Apparently that's the wrong machine, and you're supposed to know inherently by seeing that arrow that if you turn right here and you continue down this road, let's go down this road a bit. Okay, here, now we turn to the left. Oh, yeah, so there it is. And it says pay here at machine, display ticket. And here, I don't know who this guy is. I'd like to think he's one of these guys giving the tickets. The parking warden. So I don't know how they think that signage is sufficient. Nance says, I was late and I still beat Meech. Hey, we know you guys are secretly together, okay? You don't have to keep, like, pretending, like, oh, wow, oh, look, Meech is here, oh. We get it, okay? We know. I'm just kidding. Meech, I hope you're doing well. I hope, you're almost back. What do you, like, couple more hours? You're on the layover right now? Okay, Meech says, yeah, that is not clear on where to pay. See, that's what I said. But the city is saying that it's sufficient and directs drivers to the correct machine, okay? And this girl is about to wage war.
Direct drivers to the correct machine.
But if it was sufficient, then it wouldn't happen.
I can only reiterate that is our viewpoint.
Can I get a Freedom of Information request for the number of tickets that are issued on that street?
You can certainly submit one, yeah.
So I put in a request and they got back to me the next day saying no.
They don't know who they're dealing with.
Publicly available on the website if you're willing to go hunting for it. They probably thought I didn't have the time to go through all these spreadsheets and extrapolate what I needed, but they're seriously overestimating me. So this is what I found out. Just so we're clear.
Again, if you have all this data, you could go through the spreadsheets and have AI extrapolate all the... Anyways, Meech says, Nance and I are besties. What do you expect? Nance says, don't blow our cover. Just landed in KC. Thank God I'm exhausted. Well, welcome back to the United States. I hope you had a great time. The pictures looked so cool. But yeah, I'm sure it's great to come back home and see the kids and be in your own house again, take a shower, not be on an airplane you've been on for 16 hours or whatever. So yay. Make yourself a drink. Okay, so I would be absolutely livid upon hearing this from the council. But she just silently sharpened her knife, you know? And she was just waiting for the right moment.
The Collier Street that you can park on, it's literally only 5 parking spaces. Because look, that changes to Buford Street, then it's Bridgewater Street. Stick the little yellow man on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's got a ticket. The pay machine that makes it confusing didn't exist in 2018, so I'm going to be comparing the 2018 figures with the 2023 figures. They increase significantly every month. Here's the percentage rises.
Look at that. So before the private parking kiosk was installed, that's on the left. Those were the rates of tickets issued on the street per month, okay? And per month increases. Look at some of these increases are insane. February, 286% increase. You know, May, a 250% increase. July, a 238% increase. August, 320%. So obviously, the placement of this private kiosk is the issue that's causing all of these people to get tickets.
Overall, 93 tickets pre-misleading signage versus 288 tickets post-misleading signage. To put that into perspective, that's 16 times as many holes there are on a regulation golf course, or 32 times as many as half the holes on a regulation golf course. So a 210% rise in fines issued. Each fine is £50 or £25 if paid within 2 weeks. So in 2023, these 5 spaces generated somewhere between £7,200 and £14,400 worth.
Lord have mercy. So these 5 parking spaces generated potentially this amount of money for the city of Manchester. That's a lot of money at stake. So it won't surprise you that the city's not just gonna roll over, you know? So she had a sign made, okay? And not just a handwritten one, a real sign. And she just put it in there, vigilante style. She didn't ask anybody anything. Well,
I guess sometimes you just have to take the...
Here it is, okay? She just set a tripod next to the thing, and it says, do not follow the arrow. It points to the wrong machine, and the council will give you a ticket. Okay? I mean, not quite as official as having it strapped to the to the pole there. And then also it kind of creates a conundrum, because if you're new to the area, are you going to believe the sign that's bolted to the pole or the one that's sitting on a tripod that's left there by a good Samaritan? You don't know. You don't know what you're looking at here. I don't know what machine I'm supposed to pay.
The law into your own hands. Unfortunately, I have the hands of an idiot and think I might have made it worse. But at least I did something, which is more than I can say about the council. I also finally managed to track down a warden, and it was very illuminating.
We give out parking fines, yeah.
Do you notice that more get on that street because of the confusing sign?
Yeah.
Do you think the sign is fixing?
You tell the council to
Really?
to the council to do it.
But let's rewind a bit.
Oh, wait,
so I ordered that one sign.
Okay, so the warden says they tell the council about the problem, and the council has willfully neglected to fix the problem. I wonder why. Maybe something to do with the £15,000 they're earning from these 5 parking spaces.
sign, which I don't really remember doing, and I must have been kind of delirious at the time because the wording wasn't very good. So I also 3D printed this other sign to try and help. Then last night I checked.
So I think this is the way. I think that's meant to go on the corner to tell you to turn right to direct you toward the correct kiosk. But I don't know if you'd even be able to see that one because there's parking spaces there too.
Into a hotel so I'd be able to get to the road at 7 a.m. in order to put up my sign.
Lord have mercy, she has checked into another hotel in the area. She's not even from Manchester, okay? She was here to carry out a mission of justice, and she stumbled across another mission. You know, it's like Scooby-Doo, man. I love her. I love this saga. I love her delivery and storytelling. It's amazing. If you're just joining, again, this is Zoe Bread on TikTok, and she is talking about a parking saga.
And ensure I could speak to a warden. In the meantime, a counsellor called Alan Good was living up to his name and trying to help me.
So I've come to the location on...
Meech says, those parking spaces are just printing money. There's no incentive to fix the signage. Exactly. Black Magic says, none at all. 100% intentional. See, now, even without the private kiosk there, it is a little bit confusing because you go down the end of the road, you wouldn't even see the things, so you wouldn't know where to pay. But yeah, having that there definitely makes it appear as though that's where you're supposed to pay.
Collier Street, it says pay at machine. Oh look, there's a pay machine, but it's the wrong one. We shouldn't be punishing honest drivers for wanting to pay for a valid ticket.
So with someone proper on the case, it left me free to piss about
Love
with my
it.
little sign or fill a parking space with sponge fingers or something.
So that was a person who works on the council or for the council. So he is on the case.
I was going to properly attach the sign to the pole, but I found out that could carry a £2,500 fine.
Oh,
and I'm
wow.
not about to film
Okay.
myself breaking
Yeah,
the law.
don't
I'll
do
leave that
that.
to the council
Don't
and
do
do my
that.
law breaking in private like everyone else. Instead, my sign's on a speaker stand with a sandbag on it so it doesn't fall over and hurt a baby. And yes, my sign is kind of rubbish, but what do you expect from me? I'm just a guy. I'm not a council. Oh.
Hey, you know what? That's a very expensive tripod. So I think I would trust it.
Oh, and you know what else? BBC News actually picked up the story and called me for an interview.
I love her shirt that says I'm the council now.
So you're not from Manchester, you were just visiting Manchester?
Yeah, I was just visiting for a different unrelated feud. And I have a lot of time to go and piss about. Or I currently have to piss time.
No. What would your message to council be around
I
it?
probably would have to all be censored. This was the very first person to read my newly erected sign. They looked at it, took a picture of it, and then walked away without putting a ticket on their car, which really deeply concerned me. So I went to the ticket machine and bought them 2 hours of parking and went and stuck it on the outside of their windscreen. I'm not trying to make the situation worse, and that is when I finally saw a warden.
Tell the council.
So now we're about to get some justice.
I've told the council like 3 times and they say they don't think it's confusing, but you agree that
I agree. I just tend to leave it alone.
You're with them. Someone gave me a ticket for it and I've become kind of obsessed with it.
Yeah, it's a weird one because obviously there's no machine on there, there's no sponge on the car, they can't see it.
I'm trying to get the council to change the sign.
Yeah.
Especially if the person has a ticket in their window where they've clearly paid the private company. See, so the guys on the ground are not at fault. I initially was like, okay, they're the ones who can stop it. But he's saying he usually doesn't write the ticket. So it's happening even more often because most of the parking wardens aren't even ticketing for this.
The one. All they need to put is a pay on the street that says
5 foot straight.
safe to do it.
I feel like if they just need loads of pressure on
Man doesn't even know the name of the next street, but he expects someone from out of town to inherently know that you need to go there in order to pay.
and then they can't really, might not.
We tell them, but they don't really.
You really have told them?
Yeah,
Would it be in emails or something?
it should be.
I might get freedom of information.
Now, if you look right here, this right here, this thing on the wall, oh, you can't see my mouse. Above the little graffiti guy, there's a little faint rectangle, and that is the sign that says Beaufort Street, you guys. Like, you can't even see that this is the... Okay.
I don't know if you'll get up for information. We're not part
Oh,
of
you're
the
not the council, are you?
Yeah.
They outsourced it.
They've outsourced it to us.
You're like the best parking warden.
No way. Okay, so the guys writing the tickets don't even work for the government. It's outsourced.
Yeah, you'll get that.
I'm very persistent.
And typically, just like a shit bus, another parking warden came right after. I didn't even notice my sign. This still isn't over, but I'm pretty sure it will be soon. The BBC have contacted the council for comment.
Okay. So things are getting intense, okay? And we're going to skip through some stuff because there's a lot that goes into this. Like I said, there's 43 videos. And I encourage you to watch the whole playlist because she is hilarious. I don't want to just sit here and like play all of her videos start to finish because she is all about that copyright and that credit. You know what I'm saying? And a news story, okay? A news company called ITV did a story about this situation because it was blowing up on TikTok. And so, in the news story, ITV uses her footage to refer to the incident, okay? And explain what's going on. Just like I'm using her footage right now. But arguably, this is a transformative way of viewing it where we're watching less than half of each video. I'm just kind of giving you a taste and whatever. I mean, none of my stuff is monetized. Whatever, girl. You can claim this. You can take it all. All 10 of my views. You take them all. You can have bacon strips. You can have them all. Whatever that brings you, I hope it's good. But I'm not sure if she's on YouTube or not. Meech says, is the city about to put out a hit on this girl? Dude, it gets intense. It gets really intense, okay? And now that the BBC is involved, you would think she might get intimidated. She did not. Of course
Since
she
I've
did.
been featured on the BBC and, insanely, the Radio 4 6 o'clock news.
A masked campaigner who hides her face behind a slice of bread
began her one-woman campaign, not all avenging.
I love the serious, a masked campaigner who hides behind a loaf of bread.
Heroes,
Like,
it
they
seems.
speak about her with such disdain, yet she represents justice for the people. This is the people's hero. This is how they talk about her. It's so sad.
behind a slice of bread.
Began her one-woman campaign. Not all avenging heroes, it seems, wear a cape. Some hide their identity behind a piece of bread.
I've been inundated with media requests. You sent me a press request yesterday.
Oh, you're Zoe Bread, aren't you?
Yeah.
I follow you on TikTok.
You're Zoe Bread, aren't
I
you?
was just gonna say, like, please, I don't have my permission for any of it, just because it's like Lad Bible and the Sun and things.
Oh, have you signed up with them, I assume?
Oh no, I just don't want to do them. I'd rather have my eyes sucked out.
She's okay. So if you missed that, the guy says, press request. We've had things in newspapers and magazines as well, but not limited to. And then he lists, a bunch of places: the Daily Mail, the Times, the Sun, the Express, the Guardian, Daily Telegraph, Daily Star, the Mirror, the Gazette. And she said, I'd rather have my eyes sucked out than be featured on any of those groups or sources.
Okay, I will pass that message on.
Even good morning.
Hold on. I want to catch that again because I talked to her.
Peace and love. I was just gonna say, like, please, I don't have my permission for any of it, just because it's like Lad Bible and the Sun and things.
Oh, have you signed up with them, I assume?
Oh no, I just don't want to do them. I'd rather have my eyes sucked out.
Okay, I will pass that message on.
Even Good Morning Britain, where I heard from
I will pass that message on. Beach says, LOL, she's a character. That's right. 70 downloads, baby. That's right. Where's our button? Where's the... I don't know.
a very, very reliable source that they're likely to get me on and try and twist the story around onto me, but not if I twist it first.
Where I know that you spoke with the BBC and that was all vocal, we are only television, I'm afraid.
I always thought TV did sound as well.
She says, we're only television. So, this is in reference to her not wanting to show her face. And I guess this reporter doesn't understand why she wouldn't want to go and do the face reveal on their horrible news show, but she's gonna lay it out to him pretty plain.
Oh, is it just picture?
Well, picture-led, I'm afraid, but we'd alter your voice.
My voice...
Now, I have seen a ton of TV interviews where they just show a picture of the person and play audio of the person's voice as they're talking. It's very simple to do. Very simple.
I talk on all my videos.
It's your voice. I wasn't sure if it was your voice or not, but it is, okay.
Well, yeah, I mean, this is my voice now, so yeah.
Great.
Really, really just intelligent people answering the phone at the news desk here.
The question is the angle just, you know the example interview you sent me, that like Richard Partridge guy is just like going in on that guy. I feel like you might spin it into being like a TikTok.
Now, right here, where she's talking about this, and she puts the bread on this guy's face, and she changes the chyron to childless TikToker freak goes viral on the internet, because she is worried that this is going to become a hit piece where they try to make her look bad, and all she's doing is trying to prevent people from getting a ticket when it's not deserved. I know, right? I love the toast face. It's so cute. But this news station, ITV, okay, when they saw this right here, where she put a little fake chyron on there, she put the little toast on there, and she's using it in an illustrative way to show what she's talking about. Like, hey, they're gonna do to me what they did to this guy if I go on their show, right? You will not believe the audacity. These people call themselves reporters and did not know who they're dealing with. They filed a copyright strike on her content for using this clip to talk about them. Really quick, let me play her egregious use of their copyrighted content one more time.
The example interview you sent me, that like Richard Partridge guy is just like going in on that guy. I feel like you might spin it into being like a TikTok viral thingy that people just get annoyed about.
He's only tricky with people who are abusing power. You've not done anything controversial. I can't imagine what we would go in on you.
I could think of some things if you wanted to go in on me.
No.
That's what the news is always gonna say. They're always gonna say, oh, of course we're on your side. And then it goes live and you're like, local idiot. Yeah, we know what reporters do. We watch you. We watch you do it to other people all the time. Like they want to act like we're brand new here. Like it's crazy. Absolutely. Meech says, make that toast face an emoji. I know, dude. She needs to be celebrated.
Of course not. In the world today, you just gotta have a camera on something.
I could be dressed as a horsey.
She said, I could be dressed as a horsey, because in one video, she pulls away the bread to reveal herself wearing a horse mask.
In the world today, you just gotta have a camera on something.
I could be dressed as a horsey.
Yeah. Is that something that you do as part of your videos?
I did actually reveal that under the piece of bread is a horse.
Got you. Okay, alright. Might be a slight...
Got you. I I love the reporter, like, trying to, like, act like she's understanding the joke here. Like, literally, it took me, like, maybe 30 minutes of watching this girl's videos to learn what the information that I've given you so far. You're telling me this lady is a professional reporter for the news, and she didn't do any kind of research on this girl's channel, her popular content, nothing.
Quite a tricky one to
Visually interesting for TV if you want visuals. I mean, a 40 talking is pretty visually stimulating.
Yes.
I agree.
Yeah,
that
you
is
are
very
right.
visually
Listen,
stimulating. You're right.
I won't. I think the more.
Dee says her
like,
shirts
try
are
to-
sending
the
me. Dude,
trickier
she
this-
has
this
one
might
for
become.
every video. I'm telling you.
And
She is so creative. Like, you guys, you have to check out the whole thing. If you like this content, you need to watch her whole, like, the whole saga is so good. I've listened to it all, okay?
Well, we would certainly do that as part of any coverage that we do. Listen, Zoe, as it were, I hope that you do have some radio or some other sites get in touch with you today, because I think it's a cracking story. Just, probably not one for television.
Yeah, that's cool. To be fair, I
sadly.
mean, I've already like covered the whole story anyway. There's not much else to say about it really. It's only 5 spaces on the road.
Sure, understood.
Sure.
Thanks for giving me a call.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, just, how are you a reporter and you're that bad on the phone? Like, what the heck, right? Okay, so she does in the interim, while we're waiting on the council to do something about it, she's not just gonna sit around, okay? She's not that type, you guys. She's gonna go out and do stuff. Dee says, as soon as this is over, I'm following her immediately. She is Zoe Bread Talk on TikTok. And I will, I think I put that in the description, but YouTube doesn't like when we do actual, like, link outs to TikTok, so I just put her channel name. But, so she does a couple things. She does, Cone Gate, and also she gets, she brings her own vehicle and parks it, again, in the space, just to see, you know, do a little, surveillance on it, right?
You cannot make this up.
You guys.
You cannot make this.
Do you see what I'm seeing here? Do you see the ticket? This is mental. Like, whoever...
Well, actually you can, but there's no reason
the
to, 'cause
parking
everything else
warden
happening on the
here
road just
is
as insane. First
needs
of all,
help.
my brand new car was involved in a collision this morning.
Because everyone that she's talked to has seemed very nice, but there's one guy out here, and he is ticketing everyone.
No, just.
I think you might have hit it. This guy... hold on. I'm gonna go back, because this is hilarious.
You cannot make this up. Well, actually you can, but there's no reason to, because everything else happening on the road is just as insane. First of all, my brand new car was involved in a collision this morning.
No, just. I might have to, yeah.
Might have to leave a note on the windscreen, dude. Looks like there's been a collision right here. Leave your insurance information, Mr. Isuzu.
That's 70 quid. Very expensive car.
70 quid? Ah.
Oh, it's properly packed. Well, almost. I actually got misled by the signage and paid at the wrong machine. Yeah.
So she paid. She's paid at the SIP parking garage and put that sticker on the on the little tyke's car. Okay, she's paid.
Yeah, it's actually my car. Yeah, that's why I was a bit concerned that you'd hit it. I should probably check for damage.
Inches up, look.
No, that's touching, look. The number plate's hit it.
Not at all, look.
Oh, like there is like quarter of an well, actually, like you're over there.
Yeah, that's only because of your fucking.
I'm fucking perfectly in the middle of space.
Like, how is she keeping a straight face during all this? Because, like, dude, I love it. I have. She's got a gift, really. She does.
You can't gaslight me because I have video evidence of every single thing I do. Look how good my
She said, "You can't gaslight me. I've got video evidence of everything I do." Man, I love this girl so much.
Parking was. Anyway, do you want to know the reason they were on the road? It's because the council ordered them to cut down a tree. The council really will do anything to sort out the misleading parking signage. Or maybe someone reported this tree was an obstruction back in 2001 and that's why they're finally getting around to it. I don't know why they kept manhandling my car though. Everyone else was very respectful of it, mostly just taking photos. This must be what it feels like to have a Ferrari. And when a parking warden came along, I was really surprised when they didn't give me a ticket, especially seeing as how I know I'd paid at the wrong machine. The wardens really are nice. It's just the council that are subhuman scum. Are you gonna put it in your
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yours.
Yeah, but it's got to put a ticket on it. You put a ticket on it?
Yeah.
A fine?
Yeah, it's fine,
Can you actually?
Oh, okay. He was just joking. I was about to be like, what? You found the guy?
And when I came back from dealing with some urgent business, not only was the tree completely cut down, but there was also some men reseeding the grass because of the advert that was filmed on the road on Friday, and today is Tuesday. The council sent them to reseed the grass within 3 working days.
Dee says her shirt said, "I'm the council now." Yeah, I know, dude. She is so good with the shirt.
2 working days.
Been filming here, things have been a bit damaged.
Oh, the advert for beetroots, yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, so we're just reseeding it.
Did the council book it in, or are you just doing it?
They asked us to do it, yeah.
This is what I mean.
Okay, so if you didn't clock that, the council's doing a bit of filming here, and they wanted to make sure that it looked nice. So they had the tree cut down and the grass reseeding. So they had time for all that, but they haven't had time to fix the sign. Falcor in the chat. What is up, Falcor? Hope you got the what is it? What is the Labubu you're still missing? Are you still on the hunt for the big into energy Labubu? I looked around as a side quest. I looked around to see if they had a Pop Mart around me, and they do not. I guess they're only in big cities, so yeah, I don't know. But Meech might have come through for you. Looks like, I don't know. Okay, so.
It's got a really big lean on it. It's starting to.
Sorry, I'm not like a tree activist or anything. I was just wondering.
No, it's fine.
I'm embroiled in a battle with one about parking on this road.
Oh, really?
That's why they look powerful. Sorry if it doesn't like.
No, it's fine.
And if you're wondering how I drove my new car, the answer is with great difficulty.
It is absolutely wild to me, and I love the fact that all of these people, even a group of young people, came by, and no one messed with the little car except for the city worker. Everyone else just left it alone, like, so nice. Dee says, "Drew, we need you to wear shirts for every show now." Oh, I gotta get me a shirt making machine. Meech says, "I have a few to open, and if I get the green big energy one, it's going straight." That's the one that everyone's trying to get right now. I don't know what is going on with the internet. Sorry if it's glitching out on you. It keeps making all these noises in my ear, so hopefully, I don't know if that's going on the broadcast or not. Meech says she's Flintstoning the little Tykes car. Yes, she did drive it to the scene. Okay? Now, what I was alluding to before about the ITV, this part just really made me mad, so I wanted to show it real quick. Falcor says, "Did you ever see the videos of the girls who traveled through several states in the Hot Wheels cars?" No, I did not. Wow. I'm going to check that out. I will definitely look that up. Because that's crazy. I feel like after like an hour, you'd be exhausted. From riding in one of those things as an adult. Bless that. I thought it was just me buffering. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. before I start the stream, I do a speed test, and it was good, so I hit go. I always reset the router and the Wi-Fi before I start, but I don't know. Who knows? At least we're still connected. But okay, so earlier, that video that we talked about, so where she played that little clip of the news and she put the bread on there, right? They filed a copyright claim after using her footage in their presentation. They filed a copyright claim against her for using footage in her video.
Last night, ITV News made a video about me using entirely my video clips, which is fine and 100% fair use.
Someone in a... Now, using entirely her video clips, and she says it's fine and it's fair use, okay? Now, it is fair use. I would argue you don't want to use the entire clip. That's why I'm trying not to play these entire clips. Yes. Falcor says, well... Now I have to drive again. You all will be gone by the time I'm done. But miss you guys. Hey, we miss you too. Thank you for stopping by, Falcor. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you. Meeches, they are bullies. They only did that because they know they have more weight to throw around. Exactly, dude. It's crazy. And they used her footage in their news package, which is insane.
Last night, ITV News made a video about me using entirely my video clips, which is fine and 100% fair use.
Someone in a bread mask.
So you might be wondering why I'm, as usual, apoplectic with rage. It's because about 3 weeks ago, ITV themselves put in a manual copyright claim on my video for using 22 seconds of their footage in the context of parody. IP strikes put your account at high risk of being banned, and ITV would obviously know this and know that...
Yes. A strike is way different than a claim, okay? For people who aren't creators, Meech says, love you, Fal. Have a good night. Yes, drive safe. So, if you're not a content creator, a copyright claim, which happens to me pretty often, because we just, you know, whatever. We play other people's videos, so sometimes people claim it. So they're saying, hey, this is my content, so you owe me some money. So if, in theory, I made money, they would get the money from the video. Which, I don't know if I agree with them getting all the money from the whole video if I play... you know, 20 seconds of their content or whatever. I mean, honestly, like, I don't make any money anyway. And if Zoe Bread can make money from copyright claiming this, go ahead, girl, get it. But don't strike me. Creators know strikes are serious. If you get 3 strikes, they will delete your channel and you cannot start another channel ever again. You're done forever if you get 3 strikes. So getting 1 strike is a huge deal. So that's why this is a big problem. In case you didn't understand the context. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, it's just foul leaving. She is going on a drive. Okay, so here we go.
Know that my usage was fair.
Thanks for calling ITV.
Now, again, I would argue that her use was fair and transformative, especially because she was talking about ITV and she introduced her own graphics over top of the image, so it was transformative. So here we go.
No longer operate a switchboard.
Thanks for calling ITVX. We sometimes record and monitor calls for training
Shame.
and to improve our service.
Shame.
All that private information you give us stays private.
Yours doesn't.
If you want...
Yeah, can I help you today?
Okay, I need to speak to legal department or something like that.
We don't have any internal transfers to any departments or teams, but I can try and find you some information.
Thank you so much.
They don't have a department? Yes, they do. Okay? Because when someone files a strike it's because someone went through, they clicked on the video, and they clicked on strike, and like, it's a whole process to do. So when someone files a strike, they definitely did it on purpose. So to say that no one is in charge of it is insane. Meech says, she even added the little toast face. Exactly, dude. That's transformative. Toast-formative.
I don't have any phone numbers.
At the heart of ITV is a commitment to working together and taking ownership. Ownership of my work.
You've dialed an incorrect number. You've dialed an incorrect number.
I found the date of one of these people's baptisms, but I can't get their flipping phone numbers.
At you again.
I missed a call from the complaint.
As you can tell, they give her the runaround because all of a sudden, they don't want to answer questions about their copyright strikes.
Department from someone called John. I wonder if you could put me.
So, hold on, sorry.
True.
Yeah, we don't take calls.
He
We
said
don't
to call
take
him
calls.
back in the message.
If you would give us a call back, that would be lovely.
Do you know his last name?
He just said John. Said John from complaints. Unless his last name is from complaints.
Can't find him.
There's no one called John.
John.
I mean, he definitely called me, so he's got a phone.
Yeah, we have phones, but we don't take calls.
We have phones, but we don't take calls. What does that even mean? You get paid to work for the city and you have a phone, but you can't answer it? I don't understand what's happening.
The only number they have, don't know if anyone will answer.
I think
I don't know
that
if
one.
anyone will answer.
I'll just hang up
Okay.
if no one answers.
Meech says John from Complaints. Exactly. That's his last name, is from Complaints. It's, he is related to Jen in sales.
Yeah, no problem.
Oh god, I hate you. And that brings Sign Watch Day 2 to a close, still with no new sign.
So, all of these people got in her way. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Rachel. That was her name. Rachel. Rachel in sales. Oh my gosh. Okay, so again, I encourage you to check out her channel because, like, there's a whole
It's the big day. It's cone removal day.
There's
Time
a
for the
whole
council
thing
to finally
with
prove
these
they can do.
cones. They like put cones out. I don't. She moved her sign at this point. There's cones. They're supposed to remove the cones, but they don't. There's like a they have a deadline, but the deadline actually means that from the deadline they have 5 working days after the deadline or something. I don't know. It's insane. But in the interest of time, there is a resolution. And here it is, guys. Success.
We did it! Look! Day 4 and they...
It says, Manchester City Council, for on-street parking, pay at machine on Beaufort Street. We have done it, y'all.
Yo.
She did it.
Added an extra sign for on-street parking pay at machine on Beaufort Street. I hate to be this guy. Or maybe I secretly love to be this guy. But this is the sign for Beaufort Street. I mean, they said they were...
See, I noticed this earlier. Look at this. This is the sign for Beaufort Street, you guys. So you're supposed to obviously see this and be like, oh, that says Beaufort right there, right? That's where I have to go to pay. I have to go down there and turn right and go down another 50 meters.
They were going to both add a new machine and change the sign, but if they add a new machine now, then the new signs won't make sense. So unless these are temporary signs, I'm assuming they're not adding a new machine and these are the new signs. In which case, they need to add a new sign for Beaufort Street. Okay, scratch that. It was like they heard me laughing in my car, because as if by magic, this third sign appeared. You know what?
Look at that. Another sign. They put multiple signs in, you guys. May says, hallelujah. Yeah, that's a British side street sign for you, 100%. Dude, you are not lying. Like, when I went there, at least I was in Cambridge and London, and dude, these intersections are absolutely insane. On the road for pedestrians, it literally says on the street, look left, look right, because their traffic patterns are so nonsensical and confusing that you couldn't possibly know which direction the traffic is going to come from. So when you are crossing through multiple lanes of an intersection, it will tell you which direction to look, so you don't get wiped out by a car speeding through. But yes, absolutely typical British side street.
Fine. It's not what they said they'd do, but I'll take it.
As I say, new signage, move the meter.
To be fair, if you move the meter, you don't really need to change the sign because it would point at the meter.
I'm planning to do both, just beyond all reasonable doubt, also sets a good test in the future where others...
See, she finally got someone at the council to take ownership. I love this lady on the phone.
Private car parks open close to council meters. It actually just seems like a sensible process.
Then I got the most passive-aggressive email confirming that my PCN...
Okay, so it says, you were issued a penalty charge notice on Collier Street as you had not paid for parking using the on-street pay and display machine. However, you had made payment at the SIP car park machine. Whilst we are satisfied that the street is signed in accordance with legislation, we accept that you attempted to make payment for your parking and have taken the decision to cancel the PCN, so she got the ticket refunded, y'all. We did it.
It has been cancelled. They're still saying that the sign was in accordance with legislation, but the legislation's vague as this is all it says. Technically, the pay machine could be in a different county and it would comply with the legislation.
Right.
And remember what they said 10 days ago about there being no number for the planning department?
Yeah, if you watch all the videos, all of this will make more sense, okay? You really need to watch all the videos.
Do you require?
Planning permission.
I'll put you through to planning. Well, there's no number for planning now. Looks like you'll have to email them.
Well, I did.
There's no number for planning. How do they call anyone? How are these people doing business? They don't even have phone numbers or know how to answer them. No wonder this council's not getting anything done. I feel bad for the citizens of Manchester because the people who are in charge of their government don't know how to use phones.
Email them, and at the bottom of the email it had a phone number for the planning department.
Please hold the line and you will be put through to one of our planning department advisors.
Hello, planning.
Oh my god, it's a human being.
Questions about if I would need planning
Lord.
permission for a car park.
I'm not a planning officer, but I would assume...
Okay, hold on. You got someone answering the phone in planning who is not with planning. Okay, alright.
You would need planning permission.
Yeah, you need
Is there any way I
planning
could speak to a
permission.
planning officer?
No, I'm afraid not.
But probably generally
None of the planning officers can talk on the phone.
speaking, I probably will need planning permission, yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Thank.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, there's clearly still more fun to be had here, but for today, let's just take the W, which stands for wow, 3 new signs. All it took was 45 days of my undivided attention.
She says, I am spying on you.
Extensive data analysis, erecting my own sign, 5 mysterious cones, being all over the news twice, looking
I love the shirt that says cones. The cones shirts were good too.
into their bus lanes, a beetroot advert, buying a little totes, Clara, tree removal, a grass resealing, traffic cone theft, an accidental threat, a song, a deep dive into planning.
That was another little side quest with the little trunk. That's a really funny one you'll have to check out on her channel.
Information and business rates, losing my voice, talking to the mayor on the radio, and having 2 meetings with the leader of Manchester City Council. Amen.
You guys, she did it. That's Zoe Bread. I absolutely love that story. You know, there's nothing that satisfies me more than some justice. You know, and when we're talking about something that's 100% non-serious, it's even more enjoyable. So I hope you all got a kick out of that story. You know, her channel was huge. She was big before this. Hold on. Let's go back to her actual channel here. That's Zoe Bread Talk. ZoeBread.com. I think she has some merch and stuff. Check out her channel. She has 1.4 million followers. So let's help her get to 1.5. Hit that follow button. Boom, just like that. So, thank y'all for watching. Thank you for hanging out. I hope you had a great week. And I hope you have a great weekend. Tell your family you love them. And I will be back again on Monday for the extras. Peace.